Hi, I'm Ray Notgrass for Notgrass History. Why should we study history? First, history is our story, the story of our ancestors, the lives they lived, and the choices they made that have shaped our lives. Second, history helps us understand the present. The voices that clamor for our attention today are loud, insistent, and attractive, but they are not necessarily right. If we listen to the past, perhaps we can develop approaches for today that really work. Third, history helps us learn from the past. When we encounter hardships, face difficult choices, or consider new possibilities, history helps us go through these situations with victory. Fourth, God teaches us that history is important. God has a plan for human history, and He is working it out in His wisdom and power until time on earth ends and eternity begins. Exploring America is a one-year high school course that helps students understand history from the perspective of faith in God and respect for His Word. Students read narrative lessons about events, issues, and people from our nation's heritage. They also read the words of people who made history in original documents, speeches, poems, stories, and hymns. They read classic literature that helps bring to life the time periods they are studying. A variety of writing assignments and hands-on project ideas help students engage in what they are learning. Students who complete this course can earn a full year's credit in 3 high school subjects: American History, English, and Bible. That saves you time and money, and it also helps your child learn more through the integration of subjects. Notgrass History offers a complete bundle to help families accomplish these 3 high school credits: the curriculum package, the student review pack, and the literature package. Exploring America has 150 lessons divided into 30 chronological units of 5 lessons each. Students who complete 1 lesson a day can easily finish the curriculum in a school year. The curriculum has 2 beautiful hardcover full-color books of lessons, 1 book for each semester. Part 1 has 75 lessons for the first semester. Part 2 has 75 lessons for the second semester. A list of assignments follows each lesson. How to earn credit in the 3 subjects, History, English, and Bible, is clearly explained in the introduction to each unit and in the daily assignments at the end of each lesson. The curriculum package also includes a 3rd hardcover volume titled American Voices. This book is a collection of original sources. The student reads selections from American Voices after most lessons. Students using Exploring America for English credit read 12 works of literature. The daily assignments at the end of each lesson tell students when they are to read these books. The student review pack includes the student review book, the quiz and exam book, and the answer key. The student review book has review questions for each daily lesson, review questions over the 12 literature titles, and questions on some of the original sources students read in American Voices. The student review book also includes literary analysis of each of the literature selections. The quiz and exam book has a history quiz over each unit and comprehensive exams in History, English, and Bible after every 5 units. The answer key has answers to all daily review questions, literature questions, and the quiz and exam questions. I'll walk you through a typical unit so you can see how easy it is to use Exploring America. Let's look at Unit 11, A Time of Crisis, which looks at the turbulent 1850s and the events that led to the Civil War. Each unit begins with 2 pages which introduce the unit. The first page gives a brief summary of what we'll be talking about in this unit, as well as a list of lessons. The next page gives unit assignments. First, there is a Bible passage to memorize during this unit, and then a list of books the student needs during this unit. In this case, the student will finish reading Uncle Tom's Cabin after reading it during the previous 2 units also. Published in 1852, this anti-slavery novel sold hundreds of thousands of copies in the 1850s. Next are 2 options for a writing project and 2 options for another kind of creative project related to this unit. Students choose 1 project per unit. On the first day of the unit, the student reads the first lesson, Sectionalism. Each lesson is enjoyable reading, not dry history, and is richly illustrated with historic photographs and artwork. At the end of each lesson is a list of that day's assignments. The first assignment for this lesson is a reminder to read Uncle Tom's Cabin and to finish it by the end of this unit. The Bible study assignment includes reading a passage from Romans and making a list of ways we should handle the fact that we have differences. The student should also start work on her project. If your student is using the student review, she will turn to the review questions over Lesson 51. You can choose to go over the questions orally with your student or have your student write down the answers. Today and all through the week, the student must also remember to continue to work on memorizing this week's memory work and to work on his unit project, which will be due on the last day of the unit. The second lesson covers the debate over whether U.S. territories would allow or prohibit slavery as they became states. It also mentions U.S. trade with Asia and features a Japanese illustration of an American ship because of America's door-opening contact with Japan during this decade. The student has a reading from American Voices after this lesson. Senator Charles Sumner from Massachusetts gave a strongly worded speech in 1856 that criticized slavery and its defenders. We have included excerpts from this Crime Against Kansas speech. The student also has a Bible assignment and reminders of the other assignments. Lesson 53 examines the careers of three men who played major roles in U.S. politics in the first half of the 1800s: Henry Clay of Kentucky, Daniel Webster of New Hampshire and later Massachusetts, and John C. Calhoun of South Carolina. Your student will read portions of speeches by each of these men about the Compromise of 1850 regarding slavery. The next lesson covers the Dred Scott case, in which the Supreme Court ruled that slaves could not be citizens, the Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas debates of 1858, and John Brown's raid on the military arsenal at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. The student reads Lincoln's House Divided speech and works on the other assignments for the day. The last lesson of each week looks at spiritual issues related to what the student has been studying during that unit. In this case, we explore what the Bible says about how to handle differences. Some differences are wrong, others are a source of strength, and others are matters of opinion on which people can honestly disagree. On this last day of the unit, students complete several assignments. They finish reading Uncle Tom's Cabin and write a paragraph on why it was important in the debate over slavery. They recite or write the unit Bible passage and complete their unit project. If you're using the student workbook, your student can answer the review questions for Lesson 55 and the questions about Uncle Tom's Cabin. You will also find a quiz over Unit 11 in the quiz and exam book. So that's one unit. We made it easy for your student to know exactly what he is expected to do each day. The parent has minimal preparation. You don't even need a teacher's manual because everything is laid out so clearly in the student books. Best of all, you and your student will enjoy this study. You'll have lots to talk about and think about. Exploring America really makes history come alive. Our website has an abundance of material to help you decide if Exploring America is a good fit for your family, and materials that you can use as your student studies the curriculum. You'll find the complete table of contents, the section from Part 1 on how to use this curriculum, which is a great help for you as a parent, a list of the literature assigned, 2 sample units, that's 10 complete lessons, for you and your student to examine, an assignment checklist and grading chart, a guide for parents, and much more. We are happy to answer any questions you have, so please get in touch. When your student enters the adult world, he or she can have a solid understanding of how we got where we are as a nation. Your student will know inspiring stories from the past that will encourage her in her own life. Your student will know what God teaches us about our world and how we should live in it, and he will know how the gospel offers hope and truth to every person. You and your student can succeed at homeschooling in high school. Notgrass History takes you there. Thanks for watching.